Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on PALWORLD, and in this video I am going to show you how to speed up the rate in which you actually get your eggs over on PALWORLD and how you can hatch them way faster, because there are percentage boosts that you can use and there are certain things that you should know in order to actually increase and decrease the speeds that you're actually trying to get these eggs to hatch. You need to know the different types of eggs and the actual things you're looking for some of these eggs. So in this video, let's go and get started with it. So anyways, if you don't know how to hatch eggs in PALWORLD, it's pretty simple. You need to have an egg and you need to place the egg inside of an egg incubator. Now, inside of that egg incubator, there's going to be a few stats. You see, the top is going to give you the timer, and then you're going to see overall outside of that, what you're going to, two more things. It seems very comfortable for this one, and it's got an incubation speed of plus 100%, which means that this egg in particular is going to hatch 2 times as fast as an egg that wasn't at 100%. Now, in order to do this, these eggs are basically just, so you can see, dark eggs, nighttime, and it seems to be comfortable because it's nighttime, so you get that incubation speed plus the temperature is correct. Now, there are other eggs in the game that you want to be aware of, though, because there are eggs that aren't just dark eggs. You've got frozen eggs, you've got fire eggs, you've got verdant eggs, water eggs, and then just across the board, I think there's 8 or 9 different types of eggs in the game. Now, in order to increase those speeds, you're going to need a few different things. You need to have a cooler. Right now, you can see that that's right there, and that is unlocked later in the game, and you need a heater. Now, there is my electric cooler. You can see it cools the nearby area, and it's a massive range. It goes about, from what I found, about 7 or 8 tiles out, so it does a ton of range for it. And then you're also going to want to have access to a heater as well. Now, that heater is unlocked 1 level earlier at 41, and it warms the area nearby. The only negative thing is you need to have 1 power running for these things, and then you also need to have a PAL that can actually run this. So in order to have something like a cooling, you need to have something that has a cooling indicator on it, and it will walk up to that individual cooling thing. And you'll notice that this guy is now producing cooling for that entire tower. But here's the negative, right? Some eggs like that, some eggs don't. Notice how the dark egg that I have right now, as soon as I put out that cooling device, dropped by 50% for my incubation speed. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this is because that is what cooling does. So having a heater and a cooler will increase or decrease your speed 50% per thing operating. So if I have a electric cooler in place, I could also actually increase the amount of speed. Notice how I remove that guy, and all of a sudden my incubation speed is going to start rising once it actually registers as this turning offline, by the way. But now if I wanted to go over here and turn on the actual fire, I can hop out and grab a fire PAL. I don't have one in my base right now, but I could just go over to my PAL deck and then put on a fire tame in my inventory, and boom, we have a fox barks. Now what I can do is I can go, this PAL can be assigned to this, and this PAL is going to look at that heater, and now that heater is operating, and you'll see it start breathing that fire in there. And now it's going to be just a little hot. So this guy loses 50% because the heat is now being produced in my entire base. Now, so let's back up here, because I just talked about eggs, heaters, and a whole bunch of different stuff and how to operate those things. So you can actually get an 100% boost, right? Now, you're going to need more than just an electric cooler and an electric heater. You have to have 2 of the things in order to get the 100% boost if you're in a cold or hot area. So hot things either is literally a heater that you can use and a cooler you can use, and you can also have PALs nearby that will actually just serve as a cooling purpose. So you can use a PAL like Suzaku that has a ability to heat things up in order to heat your old school heater and cooler. And you can also just create a fire nearby. Just by having a generic campfire, you can increase the heat of an egg by 50% or up to 50%, which makes a massive difference. Notice how this guy says it's a little bit cold by 50%. You can actually increase that speed now and say, hey, I want to put out this fox barks, and that fox barks is going to increase that heating, and then it's going to change the actual percentage of this. This one's too hot. This one's too hot. And see how now it's gone the other direction because it's too warm. It's kind of like a little bit of a Cinderella effect. So you have to find the perfect combination. So you could build something like a fire nearby, and that would actually increase the speed by 50%. And just each egg individually is going to change what it needs. So what I'm going to recommend you do is you have a heater and a cooler next to each other, and you hatch the same eggs using one cooler or one heater. So if I've got my heater turned on, I'm going to hatch my eggs that require heat, like your flame eggs. Those are going to be really important to have that out. Or if I'm going to turn my cooler on, I only want to have my cooling eggs, my water eggs, my verdant eggs, things that like being in the cold. So that is how you actually increase that speed by up to 100%, doubling the rate at which you can grab eggs in this game. I know that's kind of confusing, but hopefully this video does a good job of explaining what the actual speed boost is on those eggs. So anyways, hopefully this video helps you out. And other than that, teach.